14-year-old boy fatally shot by police at 100 Lane. A 14-year-old boy was fatally shot by the police in his yard at 100 Lane on Red Hills Road, St Andrew yesterday afternoon. He has been identified as Rasheem Wilson, who was a student at Pembroke Hall High School. The incident occurred at approximately 1:30 p.m. The police say the teen was shot in a shootout with cops. However, his grandmother and residents have denied that the boy engaged the police in a firefight and accused cops of killing the teen in cold blood. According to his grandmother, the teen was engrossed in playing video games when he was shot by the police. She and other residents are demanding justice. The scene has been cordoned off as police investigators probe the incident. Personnel from the Independent Commission of Investigations were also at the scene. Update on Firefighter arrested for murder. A member of the Jamaica Fire Brigade has been taken into custody in connection with the murder of his mother-in-law in Claremont, St Anne. The decomposing body of 63-year-old Maxine Parkinson of Archer Hill District in Claremont was found in bushes on Wednesday, a day after she was reported missing. Commanding Officer for St Anne Superintendent Dwight Powell said the firefighter was taken into custody Tuesday night after the missing person report was filed with the cops. Miss Parkinson was last seen alive on Monday. Her body was found in an area known as Nine Palm after the son-in-law was questioned by detectives. We went to a particular area and did a little search. Nothing happened, and for some reason, our intuition told us to come here. So we drove here, saw some activities happening that we would presume something probably is wrong. And we went and we saw the body. So we contacted the police and other family members and residents came by, a resident told reporters who was part of the search party that found the body. It's alleged that a machete with bloodstain was found inside the vehicle owned by the suspect. Bloodstains were also found inside the vehicle. The police are appealing for information that can assist their probe into the murder of Miss Parkinson. Anyone with information is being asked to contact the Claremont Police Station at 876-972-3244, Police Emergency at 119 or the nearest police station. 2 shot, 1 fatally in St Anne. A man was shot and killed while another was wounded during a shooting incident in St Anne's Bay, St Anne on Tuesday. The deceased has been identified as 31-year-old Winston Scott, a fisherman and employee of Chuka Cove Water Sports. Police reports indicate that around 9 a.m. Scott was reportedly attacked by a gunman who opened fire, fatally injuring him. Upon responding to the incident, law enforcement officers were allegedly fired upon by a gunman. The lawmen reportedly returned fire, resulting in 1 man being shot and wounded. 2 firearms along with a quantity of ammunition were reportedly seized. Investigations into the incident are ongoing. Bus had gone down at shop in St Anne. A St Anne man was fatally shot at a shop in Alexandra on Tuesday. The victim, 31-year-old Never Sawyers, also known as Bushead, was a labourer residing in Inverness District in the parish. Police reports indicate that around 9:05 p.m., Saunders was at a shop when he was attacked by unknown assailants who opened fire, fatally injuring him. The police were called to the scene and Saunders was taken to hospital where he was pronounced dead. St Anne recorded at least 3 murders since the beginning of 2024. Earlier that day, at around 9 a.m., another incident occurred in which 31-year-old Winston Scott was fatally shot in St Anne's Bay. MOA assures anonymity of persons who give information on alleged corruption entities. The major organized crime and anti-corruption agency has sought to assure Jamaicans that their identities of persons who decided to provide information about alleged corruption entities will remain anonymous. The assurance comes as the agency's Director of Communications, Major Bassel Jarrett, encourages people to utilize the MOA tip line to report alleged corruption. Speaking with reporters, Major Jarrett acknowledged that several Jamaicans refrain from sharing useful information out of fear. He noted, however, that MOA's relationship with Crime Stop has never been compromised. Major Jarrett noted that persons who wish to share information to MOA team should call 888-MOA-TIP.
The wonderful thing about the Mocha tip line is that it is backed by Crime Stop, and the Crime Stop has never had a source compromise in its 34-year history. That was one of the reasons why we partnered with Crime Stop, because we wanted to ensure that the public would have confidence in the system. And we could think of no better partner than Crime Stop. So all the tips that come in go through that very confident and rigorous Crime Stop reporting mechanism. I don't know who's calling, and we really don't care. What we want is the information. So I encourage persons to call the tip line because it's something that they can use anonymously and confidently. And I want to take the opportunity to remind members of the public that the MOCA anti-corruption and organized crime tip line is still very much up and running, and we invite persons who have information on corruption or organized crime to call the tip line and to help us in our investigations as we pursue our mandate of eliminating corruption and organized crime. The tip line number is 888 MOCA tip. You can also submit a tip to us online at our online portal, moca.gov.jm.
Police secure CCTV footage in shooting of men outside Jamaica House. The police say they are rigorously pursuing all leads in the shooting of 2 men in a suspected robbery in the vicinity of Jamaica House on Hope Road, St Andrew. The police say investigators have secured CCTV footage that may be pivotal to the probe. The victims were taken to hospital for treatment. One of the injured men is said to be the son of a prominent businessman. It is reported that about 3:01 a.m., the men stopped to fix a flat tire, and then they were pounced upon by gunmen on a bike. They proceeded to rob them and then opened fire, hitting the men. The police say cops on duty at the security post at Jamaica House heard the explosions and went to investigate. There were reportedly an exchange of fire with the robbers, who fled the scene. The injured men were subsequently assisted to medical treatment. Both the police and the Independent Commission of Investigations INDECOM are probing the shooting. Westmoreland man charged for allegedly raping woman at work. The Westmoreland Center for Investigation of Sexual Offenses and Child Abuse has charged a 40-year-old man for allegedly raping his female co-worker in Westmoreland. 40-year-old caretaker Brian Lewis of Church Lincoln address Grange Hill, Westmoreland, is charged with rape and grievous sexual assault following an incident at the facility in the parish on December 25th. About 1 a.m., Lewis and the woman were at work when she went to a section of the building to rest. Lewis reportedly entered the room, bound her hands, and sexually assaulted her. After the ordeal, the woman reported the matter to the police and an investigation launched. Lewis turned himself into the police in the presence of his attorney and was subsequently charged. He is scheduled to appear before the Savannah Lamar Parish Court on January 16. Conrest case in Shanika Gray murder trial. The prosecution has wrapped up his case against Gregory Roberts, the man accused of murdering 15-year-old Shanika Gray in 2017. Deputy Director of Public Prosecutions Andrea Martin Swaby announced this development in the St. James Circuit Court. Before the disclosure, 2 witnesses, including crime scene first responder Corporal Omar Hutchinson and Senior Superintendent Wayne Joseph, were called to clarify certain matters. Joseph was the officer in charge of crime for St. James in 2017. Presiding High Court Judge Justice Bertram Morrison exercised his discretion to call a witness not affiliated with the Crown or defense. This witness, who had previously given a statement to the police, is expected to be questioned. Following the judge's procedure, the defense is anticipated to present its case, followed by closing arguments. Gray, who was a grade 10 student, was found dead 3 days after she had been reported missing. She was last seen alive in Montego Bay while on her way from the funeral of a schoolmate. Roberts and his co-accused, Mario Morrison, were later taken into custody in connection with the killing. Morrison pleaded guilty in September 2022 after entering a plea deal with the state and was sentenced to life imprisonment a month later. A total of 16 of 18 witnesses have testified to date before a 7-member jury. The case has been adjourned until tomorrow at 2 p.m. Lead investigator said he had numerous opportunities to record Beachy Stout's voice, but insists he had no reason to. The lead investigator in the murder of trial of Everton Beachy St McDonald and his co-accused Oscar Barnes was pressured by attorney at law Christopher Towson on Tuesday to admit that he had numerous opportunities to record what Beachy Stout's voice sounded like during conversations he had with the Portland businessman. Townsend is one of 5 attorneys representing Beachy Stout in the Home Circuit Court trial in downtown Kingston. The other attorneys at law representing the businessman are Earl Hamilton, Ryan John Paul Hamilton, John Jacobs, and Courtney Rowe. The attorneys representing Oscar Barnes are Ernest Davis and Vincent Wesley. Beachy Stout and Barnes are tried for the July 20, 2020 murder in Portland of St McDonald, who was Beachy Stout's second wife. She was stabbed and her throat slashed. Her killer also set her and the motor vehicle she was driving on fire. On Tuesday, Townsend received the admission from the cop during cross-examination after numerous attempts by the lawyer, who had to pose the question many times in different ways before the detective gave a straightforward response. I would have had numerous opportunities to record his voice, but I don't have a need to record him. I met with him on several occasions and had conversations with him, and a question and answer, the cop stated. Townsend also quizzed the detective about the reasons why he omitted that from his statements information about a controversial cellular phone on which more than 120 call conversations between Beachy Stout and Minto were allegedly recorded. Minto is serving a 19-year and 10-month prison sentence for being the contractor in the murder of Beachy Stout's wife. Beachy Stout is accused of hiring Minto to kill Tonya, but Minto claimed that he subcontracted the job to Oscar Barnes. It is alleged that Beachy Stout and Minto had numerous telephone conversations, which Minto claimed he recorded on his Samsung cellular phone. The cell phone evidence is being relied on heavily by the prosecutors. The lead detective insisted on Tuesday that he was not hiding anything. I am not hiding information. I agree that the information came out after the case started, and I had 3 years to give the information. Leaving out the information out of diaries and statement wasn't deliberate. It was in my notebook. I didn't hide it, but I think it was fair to keep the information until after the trial started. Not every information can go in a statement. I will put it in a statement when it becomes critical. The prosecutor instructed me to write a short statement about the phones as it relates to the chain of custody. The detective sergeant said that during investigations, errors can be made. We can make errors at times. To leave the details about the phone out of my statement was an error. It wasn't deliberate. The trial is currently underway in the Home Circuit Court. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.